Hello everyone, welcome to my channel The Cloud Box, and this is the next video inside the data flow playlist. And in this video we are going to talk about how we can remove the duplicate records. This is the method 2. In the method 1 I have discussed how we can remove the duplicate records using aggregate transformation. And in this video also we are going to cover with the aggregate transformation but slight change in the aggregate. So both method we are using aggregate transformation only, but this method will be a unique method. I guess on the YouTube also, and somewhere it is not mentioned using this method. So this method I follow, so you can also know this method. This is a really interesting method. So for we have our file ready in the landing. We'll go to landing and see what the data is all about. We have a name, ID, city, country is present. Inside that we could see name Alex, ID 1, city Texas, and country is USA. Neo, Jack, Rohit, and then Adam is coming. You could see Alex and Adam having same ID. So we want to remove the duplicates based on the ID column. That means we are considering ID column is our primary key column. So how we can do it? In my first video, I have discussed how we can do it. So what we are going to do, we are going to take a aggregate transformation here, and the first video what I discussed, I'm just giving a little bit intro. We are going to, just giving you a little bit overview. We are going to select ID column here, and in the aggregate tab we are going to click add, and we are going to add pattern. Here we are going to pass name not equal to other column, name not equal to ID column. It means name shouldn't be ID column, because ID column we are already taking it from the group by condition. And in the next we are passing dollar dollar, and here we are passing first, and inside first we are passing dollar dollar. So these approaches you will know. I will ping the that video URL in the I button link. So I request you please watch it also. That approach is really a common way. Everyone does with that approach only, but this approach is very new. Very few people have idea about it. So let's quickly jump and how we could do using this approach. So far we are going to read our data, so let's go to source and pass the main here. Inside main pass landing and new file. Now save it. Just go to projection, import projection. Meanwhile it is importing. So come here, we have to follow a group by everywhere, because we are making a result and we are retrieving based on the group by condition. And for this approach also, we are not going to select any column from the drop down. Instead we are going to customize our column. How we are going to customize it? So just open expression builder. In the expression builder we will type SHA2 function. What is SHA2 function all about? The SHA2 function or SHA2 binary function is used to create a hash value for particular records. There would be 4 columns, all 4 columns having a unique record. That records will be represented by a hashing. So basic difference between SHA2 and SHA2 binary is, if you have any string column presents and the same, and in the other row we have a same string, but if you are using the SHA2 function for both string, if there is a difference between uppercase and lowercase, suppose the cloud box is written in uppercase or any uppercase, the first letter is only upper, and the next row also having all the cloud box has written in lowercase, so SHA2 function is just going to ignore that. They will consider only one record, okay. But if you are using SHA2 binary, it is going to differentiate it, and the uppercase and lowercase will be going to consider as a different record altogether. I hope it's you have idea about it. Now we are going to use SHA2 function. The moment we click SHA2 function, it is going to accept two parameters. One is the numeric value. So by default, we pass it here 256 character, and after that in expression tab, we take column name. Fine. So we have to consider on the ID as a primary key column. We will select ID column. Now save and finish. Just minimize it, go to source. We have already done our projection imported. Just go to data preview. We'll see the data, what's data is coming. Now we have done with the SHA2 function, but we need to give a name to it. So if we are going to give ID column, so it is going to make ID, it is going to assign hash value to all the IDs. So we are going to take other column and we are going to give the name hash column. Also we are done with this, the group by condition. In the aggregate, we are going to take add column pattern. Similarly, we have done on the method one. In the matching condition, we are going to pass as true. It means the condition is going to satisfy will be written true. And what will be the condition? We are going to take all columns as it is. Dollar dollar what it will take? It is going to take all columns. And it is going to pass it. It is going to consider on what basis? On the first come, first serve basis. It means it is going to remove the duplicates from here. Let's see. This Alex ID1, this Adam ID1. So ADF doesn't know which record I have to keep and which record I have to remove. Fine. So we have to tell to ADF, hey ADF dude, just consider the first record which have ID 1 and just ignore other record which ID is equal to 1. In that case 1, it means just consider only that record which is coming first. If the same ID is coming next, just ignore that. That is the meaning of first. Save and finish. Now just go to inspect. You see in input we have 4 columns. In output we have 5 columns. The hash column is coming as extra, right? Now go and see in the data preview, just refresh it. Here also we could see our data. So we could see our data Alex, Neo, Jack, Rohit, Adam. This ID is coming 2 times. And our main motto is to remove the duplicate based on ID column. Fine. Now we are good here. You could see some hash value has been created for each record, and this hash value is unique to each other. Now you could see that Adam dude got removed from here sometimes, and after that what happened? Alex Adam like no, I should be present, and sometimes Alex is saying I should be present. So requirement got changed here. Now you have to consider the record which is coming last, that record should be included, and the record which is coming first, that should be excluded. So we have to take it last. That is going to work in LIFO manner. Just remove everything from here. Now this time Alex will be sad and Adam will be happy. So just refresh and see the result. Fine. Now Adam dude came and Alex got on holiday. That Alex got removed from here. Fine. Now suppose there is a record, there would be a file having more than one column combines represent a primary key column. It means combination of two or more gives a unique record. How we can do that? Suppose we come to our file and we change the record. Suppose this Neo came from UK, this Jack came from Australia, this Rohit came from India, and this Adam is from USA only. Now suppose if you have to consider the record based on two columns, combination of two would be a primary key column. So how we are going to consider it? Everything remains same. We will go to our group by, we will open the expression builder. In the first video also I told how we can do it, but we are going with the second approach. So in this approach also I will tell you all other possible way what could be the scenario. So we are going to pass after comma, we will just simply add country. Now country will be considered, country and ID both will be considered as a primary record, I mean primary column. Now refresh it. Record will be same because Adam will came because it is considering based on USA. Fine, we have considered this. Let's talk about our third scenario. Okay, fine, this is fine. Let's talk about our third scenario. Suppose there would be records present and combination of all columns gives a unique record. It means combination of name, ID, city, country. If you combine 4, then gives a unique record. That means you cannot define a unique record based on a single column or 2 column or 3 column. Combination of all records. There is, in this file we have 4 columns, but in real project you may have n number of column, and with the n number of column there you are seeing a unique record. So how we can do that? So let's copy this Alex dude everywhere. Just enter again, just enter again, just enter again, just enter again. Fine. Just remove one extra. Now you could see, first leave it. This for this row, city is New Jersey. Country is fine. For this, suppose name is Adam. Suppose name got changed and everything remains same. Country UK, and one record we will keep as it is, because in this file you cannot decide a record based on, of course ID also you can change it in this, because you cannot decide a uniqueness of record based on one column. See, right? So how we can do it in this real world? This is really important. So how we can do it? Just go here, because we changed our file. So just import projection again. We have a very good approach here. How we could do it? We go to aggregate, we go to group by. We can, you have idea little bit hovering around in your mind. Yeah, we have a 4 column, so we can easily pass the next column. City we can pass, and we can pass name column here. What's wrong in this? No wrong in this, you are perfectly right. But suppose we have n number of column, you have 100 columns. So are you going to type 100 columns manually? Obviously you can type if you have, obviously you have time, but this is not a good approach. So but meanwhile we are doing so because we have 4 column only. And now see this Alex 1 Texas USA, this comes only once. Okay, now go to data preview. and see how this is coming. Now this Alex1, you see it, we have 4 records coming, and in the input we have 5 records is present, including the header. Go here, just refresh it. You could see we have a 5 records is coming. Fine. So what we have in number of columns, so how to do it? I mean, how we can save ourselves by typing this in number of column by comma comma comma. So we have inbuilt function, we have columns, and we will pass nothing in this bracket. It will take all columns from your record as it is, and it is going to give the result. Go to inspect, see input column 4, output column 5, including hash column. So just go to data preview and see whether everything is perfect or not. What we have changed, instead of manually putting columns, we have given columns. Go to data preview and see. Good, record got completed. Now as a result, we are seeing that hash is coming as extra. How we could remove it? We will take a select column, select a transformation from here. We'll simply in SQL, what we have to do, suppose this is the file table, so select country, city, ID, name from file, it will give the result. So here we'll take select and we'll simply remove this hash. Fine, we have now 4 columns. Just refresh it. Fine, name, ID, city, country is coming. So far good, you understood how to achieve it. Now if you want to save the file, so you just take a sync here, you go to just select your data set, you go to setting, you go to output to a single file, set partition single, just give the name CSV, always mention the extension, if not then your file will be invalid and you cannot open your file. Okay, remove all.csv. If everything is fine, mapping, auto mapping off, and see everything is. If you just want to rename it, you can rename it here, you can give anything, it will become, but just publish the change. This is the data flow one. Good. If you just want to run it, we need to create a pipeline. We'll create from 3 dots from here. Just select it. Make sure you are considering the respective data flow. Inside that, we need to define the path. We have already defined, and this is going to create a folder inside staging, removed duplicates all, and it is going to save our file. Just click on debug. Let's see to run the result. It is in progress. So I request you, if you have not subscribed my channel, please do so, and please also share this video to someone who is really starting their career in Azure data engineering, because this is the very basic thing and everyone is using these approaches to remove the duplicates, how to filter the records and all this is really required, if because you are getting in YouTube and it is really free of cost. So yes, I request you, if you feel so, if you really liked my video, then only you need to subscribe. So we go to our staging and we'll see in staging really duplicates all. You can see the timing and just see records got created. And if you go to data flow, you just take a select. Here also you can export your data. You just export it and see, and you can download it from here also to see your data is reflecting. Good. So far we have covered how to remove the duplicates. So we'll take aggregate. Inside aggregate we'll create a star2 function. It will accept two parameters, 256 and the column name. And in the aggregate tab we are going to take add column pattern. We are going to pass through it here. Need to pass dollar dollar. It will be taking all column as it is, and it is going to consider on the last. You can also change it first. On FIFO manner, and then a hash column will be created, and make sure to give a name, otherwise it will take a name from your column and it is going to assign the hash value to that particular column. So for doing so, you just take a select, remove the hash column from here, take a sync, go to setting, and from here select output to a single file, then set partition to single, and then rename the file with extension .csv, and then take a pipeline, take a data flow activity from here, just drag and drop, and inside data flow go to setting. In the settings select data flow, so this will come, and you just define the path. For the input you define the path where the file is coming, and in the output you could define where you are going to store the file. That's it from my side for this video. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much. Bye. Have a wonderful day.